That's right, Ros. Good day. Well, the rain's been torrential for all of this morning and the tide's actually coming in now, which has prompted the SES to issue that evacuation order for a number of low-lying properties in Bonnet Bay and Warrenora. As you can see over the other side of the river, those are properties that are encompassed by the evacuation order, as are ones up the river there. You can see people just coming out to assess what the river height at the moment. We've seen residents preparing for much of the morning. One of them told me that they've never seen this river flow as rapidly as it is today. We've seen debris come down, 10-metre long cylinders, pontoons, small tinnies, all flowing down the river. We've also seen residents preparing to evacuate. I was speaking to one resident who actually, her daughter has COVID at the moment and they're in one of those evacuation order streets. New South Wales Health are evacuating that particular patient for safety reasons. It just goes to show what some people are experiencing here. I spoke to a number of residents about how they are preparing earlier.
Went to bed last night, didn't expect any of this. Woke up at 4 this morning. Neighbours knocking on doors, removing stuff because the river was coming up pretty quick. And then sort of about 8 o'clock this morning, it's right up now and we're at low tide.
We've all had to come, all hands on deck to try and save some furniture and make sure that it didn't get into the commercial kitchen. And so we've been pretty busy lifting things up, securing boats, moving things away, unplugging filters and electricity and things like that. So.
Jake, how are conditions elsewhere in Sydney?
The rain's pretty widespread from the north all the way through to the south and the west, Ros. One of the rivers of concern is the Upper Nepean. Major flooding is possible at Menangle this afternoon, and also the Georges River at Liverpool, where major flooding is also possible. Also in the northern beaches around Dee Why, we've seen some pretty incredible images of roads turning to torrents of water. It's reminiscent of a creek there in the northern beaches. And also in Kurnell, all the rain has forced an oil refinery to fail, and a lot of fuel and diesel has spilled over the road. Residents there are reporting a strong smell of petrol in the air, and there's a number of road closures around that region. So wherever you are in Sydney today, Ros, you'll probably be impacted by the rain in some way.
OK, turning now to Wollongong then, and reporter Ainsley Druitt-Smith. Ainsley, what's happening there?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ros. Well, much the same as what Jake was saying. It's been very heavy rainfall down in the Illawarra and across the south coast. In Picton, there is actually an evacuation warning for the Picton CBD at the moment. Stone Quarry Creek has risen quite quickly. We understand it's risen by about 4 metres over the last 4 or 5 hours. So residents and businesses in the Picton CBD are being asked to really monitor the situation and make those preparations should they need to evacuate. Elsewhere across the region, we've seen in excess of 200 mils of rain over the last 24 hours, particularly at the Macquarie Pass and at Darks Forest, which has had some of the highest rainfall in our region. Now, in residential areas, it's been a bit chaotic with roads cut off, a lot of water in low-lying areas, bins strewn across streets just from those torrents of water coming down the road. And unfortunately, the SES also had to perform 3 flood rescues overnight, including one at Dapto where multiple people had to be saved from multiple vehicles that became stuck on a particular local road. Now, this morning we actually witnessed a flood rescue, not by SES volunteers, but by locals who helped a man when he became trapped in his car after driving through water. He thought he would be able to get through. Luckily, there were no injuries there, but it was a timely reminder not to drive or even swim through floodwaters in that area. We've also had multiple schools that have closed here in the Illawarra due to this downpour, including one school at Woonona, north of Wollongong, that ordered parents to come and immediately pick up its children after one of the local creeks there also began to rise quite quickly. So a moving situation here as this rain continues to fall. That severe weather warning remains in place for this region, and it's likely to continue into tonight and into tomorrow morning. So a situation we'll have to watch very closely here, as the region is already just so saturated from constant rain over the last few weeks, Ros.
Ainsley Druitt-Smith and Jake Lapham, thank you both.